Welcome to Startup Greece Talks. Today I'm gonna welcome Evangelia Athanasiou, co-founder of SENSSOS. So welcome.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for being here, and I would love to learn more about SENSSOS and what you are doing.
Of course.
So before we start and dig deeper on your project, on your startup, let's start with some very quick questions. Little bit funny, I think so. So let's start with morning or night?
Morning.
Ouzo or Zivania?
Zivania.
Seftalia or halloumi?
Oh, that's hard. I love both, but I love more sheftaya. Yeah.
iOS or Android?
Well, I was on Android for many years, but now I switched to iOS. So currently I'm using both.
Both.
Yeah.
Slack or Teams?
Slack, definitely Slack.
Slack. So thank you, and let's ask. You are pretty sure that you are using Slack. Let's see why you use Slack. No, I'm just asking your background and how you at the end of the day came up with the idea to build SENSSOS.
So I have a background in engineering. I have a bachelor in electrical engineering and then a master in biomedical engineering. And when I came back to Cyprus, I found a job to be a research associate in one of our centers of excellence here in Cyprus. And I'm working in a team that deals with neurocognitive management of occupational disorders. So I'm a researcher there now for 2 years. And for the past year, I have been involved in the commercialization part of the research. So I have been trained and be in accelerators, which we recently graduated from 2 accelerators. And it's not my idea, but it's like the team's idea and objectives, which I really love. And for the past year that I'm involved in the commercialization, I found it very interesting to find real impact on the things that are done in the lab and bring them out there into the market. So it's not my idea, but I love it as it is mine.
And
so
how is it to join a startup and being a part of the core team?
It's very, inspiring from one hand. It's challenging, but I love it because it's challenging and brings a lot of things that we have to think about and problem solving. We have been in touch with a lot of mentors, investors, and had a lot of trainings from accelerators. So it's a whole different mindset. And we communicate very well with the team to bring this out into the market. We are early, but I think we are doing great and we are trying a small step at a time. So I find it very fascinating.
So what is SENSSOS now?
So SENSSOS is a health tech startup that develops digital biofeedback tools for individuals and physical therapists. And what it does, it monitors and measures the musculoskeletal information from the user and represents this information in the form of a digital twin. So you can, in real time, you can see yourself and all the musculoskeletal information on the screen in your avatar. And the aim is to monitor, prevent, diagnose musculoskeletal disorders. So it has different, can be used in different applications, for sure. So that's the overall
idea.
Yeah.
An overview. So what is the problem that you solve with that?
So the problem that they're solving, which we found out by talking to therapists, is the need of having more objective patient information. Objective meaning like having numbers and regarding the posture, the muscular activity, and of each user's body, which is something that is missing from the physiotherapy field. Which, okay, now there are not a lot of technologies, but we combine everything together, and not only combining that, but also we aim to visualize them in a way to be more engaging for the user to understand their problem and work with their avatar to solve it.
Okay, the digital twin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, the aim is to monitor physical activity and the musculoskeletal disorders focus.
Okay, and is there any market for that? As you said that you are in touch with therapists, so what's the feedback that you get and what are the numbers of your research on that?
Yeah, so it's been a year now that we are doing our market research and talking to therapists, not only from questionnaires but one-to-one interviews. We're going there, we see how they work, we ask them different questions and ask them how this tool sounds and seems to them. And they really liked it because it's something that it's missing, and they like the fact that we can combine a lot of different information with just one tool. So without the need of using different equipment in the lab, and also the real-time information that we provide that can help them to track patient progress easily. And this is the feedback that we're getting. Of course, we're still conducting our market research, but physiotherapy is not our only market, because this project started with the research grant a few years ago, which was about for musicians that having chronic pain and musculoskeletal disorders because of the playing techniques. So we have a niche market, which is the musicians with chronic pain and musculoskeletal disorders, which is the one that we are building right now. And this market has a high prevalence of musculoskeletal disorders, and they are in really need to prevent and monitor their condition because they are playing a lot and the prevalence is very high.
Do you have some numbers to add?
Numbers. So according to our calculations, we have assumed to have the number of 93% of the musicians. They are in high prevalence of having musculoskeletal disorders. And concerning the physiotherapy market, from our calculations, we have assumed to have there's 3.5 billion of people that are suffering around the world. But okay, our our target market, which is with the specific condition, musculoskeletal disorders, is 20 million, which is okay, also big enough. But as I said before, it doesn't have only one application. So we're gonna start with musicians with this problem, and then we can move to other occupations like dancers and athletes. So for us, it's gonna be also an exploration, but the end goal is to be the gold standard for musculoskeletal rehabilitation in general.
So what about you've done the research and you're talking with specialists? So how early you are?
So as I said, we just finished 2 accelerator programs. One is in Cyprus, it's called Cyprus Seeds, and the other one is from Greece, it's the Egg Accelerator. And now we just recently received a fund from Research and Innovation Foundation, which is going to help us to build the first the MVP for the musicians. So we hope by the end of this year to finalize the MVP and then start collecting data, do the pilot studies, and hopefully be out in the market in 2 years' time.
Okay. So, in order to build the MVP, you need a team.
Yeah.
So it's maybe now the time to tell us about the team. You have an engineering background and a researcher. You have your background as a researcher. So what about the other team members?
Yeah, of course. Because it could be done by just one person. So we are a 4-person team. I have background in engineering. Then we have Christos, which is also the founder of the idea. And he is a musician, but then he switched to neuroscience and neurophysiology. And he was also dealing and was more focused on the musculoskeletal disorders of musicians with pain. So that's why the project started with this. And then we have Marios, which is he's a cognitive psychologist professor. And he also has an expertise in startups. And then we have Photos, which is our software developer. It's the one that built our main component and main product, the software. He's a computer scientist and the developer of the group.
Okay, and let's talk about how you make it sustainable. Because of course we can understand the impact and how you can help people's life, but what about how you can make it sustainable? And you said that you have get some grants, so it can help you build the MVP. But what's next, and how do you survive? Because you've seen that there's a difference between the research and the market. So how you make it possible to stay and be and enter the market?
So yes, we receive a grant, but of course we're not gonna stop there. We already have a strategy to go, not only from grants, but we are in touch with some investors. We are going to a lot of networking events and some festivals, summits, where we are building our network and connections, and we had also the chance to pitch our idea even in early stage, because I think it's very important to build a good network and be in touch with investors from early stage, so you can then they know you, and then you're more
And what about customers?
Customers.
How do you think that you could get money? I mean, are you thinking of giving licenses or building your own network, your own sales funnels? So how do you think that this is gonna work?
So currently our business model that we have, it's gonna be hardware and a software. The software is ready, we have it. We are still adding more features on according to customer needs, but it's completed. And the hardware, we're using off-the-shelf sensors currently. So our software is compatible with hardware out in the market, but we wanted to make our own hardware to because of some technological limitations that we are trying to solve, and have like a faster setup time and limit the cost of the sensors. So the hardware is now under development, but since we have the software, we're trying to show it with focus group, with physiotherapists, to get more feedback, to get more data, build and make our algorithms stronger. And once we have the hardware, the MVP, then we can move faster to our next stage to try the sensors and complete the whole package. But it's going to be a license for the software and one purchase for the sensors.
Okay.
That's a plan.
Cool. And what about the university? I mean, the research center. So how easy is for a team that coming from university and from research to establish the company, to set up everything. So, because we've seen, professors and the researchers are a little bit skeptical with the entrepreneurial, let's say, journey. So, how is it with your?
In our case, because we are part of the Science Center of Excellence, it's not just a research center, it's research and innovation center. So we have an innovation department and we have the help of the people there, whatever we need. So it's not just applied research. We can ask for anything. We also have now our pre-accelerator inside the center. So for all the researchers to get trained about entrepreneurship and how to go to market. So yeah, it's challenging to change the mindset, but I believe it depends on the willingness to and the openness to learn new things and how to go, and also depends on the person, because we have the researchers that they want just to do research, but we have also the people that have this spark of doing something more than this, and I think our team has this. So I'm very glad that we are also part of the center and get the support.
Trying to build something and bring it to the whole market, it's for sure a difficult situation. You could face challenges. So what challenges you have faced so far?
Mostly the challenges are from the development part of the site. But because we are not out there yet, I cannot say challenges we face going out in the industry, because now we have some good relations with potential customers. We're still building our product, so mostly it's development challenges, which we are solving all together. We have a strong team, and that's important.
So what are the competitors doing right now, and why do you think that you are the one that you can make it, and why now, of course?
So there are competitors, but most of them, they are focusing on the motion data and capturing and visualization. Our focus is to not only the motion, but the muscular activity data, and to integrate both to see the synergies and also the way we visualize the data. So the digital twin of the user. This is one thing. Another thing that it makes us key in the market is the niche market that we're going to start right now, which is for musicians specifically, which there is nothing similar now out in the market. And because it's been a lot of research in musicians and the biomechanics of how to with the instruments, etc. So we have focused a lot on this. So it's harder to copy that, let's say.
And it's maybe a strategic hack.
Yeah.
Because if you get some famous musicians, they could probably make it, public and help you with that, and bring another, kind of people on board, and really could help you with your marketing. So it's clever, and at the same time, of course, solves a problem. As you said, 93% of these are facing this kind of problem, so it's very serious.
Yeah, we also see it as a success story if we're going to successfully put it and do this for musicians. And then we're going to move to other either other occupations or straight to the physiotherapy.
Okay, so now I would like to ask you if you would like to share some more about the trends on the health tech industry. And it's something that we've seen, like startups that are building their own hardware and at the same time are building software. So how do you think that the market could be in the next few years?
I'm not sure if I'm the one that I can tell, but I can tell you my viewpoint. So from what I see, of course, having a hardware, it makes the life difficult. I think in the future is going to be more like softwares for sure and applications on the phone, which is faster to build. And with the technology right now and the AI, it's going to be just like that to have a product in the market. And I think it's more trendy for your application or software to be compatible with hardware out in the market already. So you're gonna gain a lot of time with that. And in general, digital health, wearables, and all these kind of things that prevention as well. I think it's gonna be the trend for the next few years, especially prevention.
Because we have seen that devices, IoT, and more devices are coming, so you could never imagine yourself wearing the rings or pads or every single thing and getting measurements and track everything, every move. So it's getting bigger and bigger. So with AI and the data, I think this is going to change the whole game.
Sure, I truly believe that.
And what about the industry? That's the most important thing, because there is a big discussion about longevity and how not only live longer, but at the same time how we could have a better living.
Yeah.
So
about longevity, I would say there are like some countries that they started like the longevity clinics, and there are more and more people taking care about their health, to be healthy while living, before prevent any disorder from coming, but also track the general well-being, coming from nutrition to to biological sequence, whatever, and health, fitness. Which is another big market in the future, and I think it's gonna be. It's not gonna lose.
Yeah, of course, we've seen that something is coming in. Of course, as we know, COVID maybe accelerated all this. Let's say the industry and the growth of the industry, but of course, technology that people are building could of course change our life. So coming to the end, I would like to ask you what inspires you, or if you have any quote that make you to work and keep doing what you do.
What inspires me? It inspires me to be around of inspiring people and mentors that I have. And they are my role models. So I think it's very important to have role models in your life, and also having this opportunity to have the mentorship from people that you want to look like. And for a quote, I will say that pay attention to small success, because one step at a time, and build on small successes, and just never stop. Just keep going, and whatever you do, just be grateful for what you have done, no matter how small was it. So that's my quote.
Very good. So I would like to thank you a lot and wish you the best. Of course, working and starting small, but I think that the important thing is also to think big. And I really liked your vision of making something big, as you said. So thanks a lot, and looking forward for your next successes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.